step one of this project, and it's just making these little circle things. So in this step, you can kind of see on the side what they're gonna look like, but the Cricut just goes through this pattern, and I found this pattern online, so you can find it really anywhere. And it's a kind of cool design that comes out, and I like how it looks essentially, and the way that the Cricut does it is kind of like mesmerizing to watch it go through all of these steps. Now I'm making 3 different boxes. One's gonna have red flowers, one's gonna have purple flowers, and one's gonna have black and pink flowers. And here's like a bunch of the red and purple flowers. Now the next step is you have to bend the little petals so they actually go inward. So this step took a lot and hurt my fingers so much. I can't even describe what my fingers felt like after doing this with all of the different flowers. There were so many of them. You can see the stack for the black and the pink flowers, and I'm working on the last one here. It was so much work. I mean, worth it in the end, but I can't even tell you. And I used different size of these balls too. And voila, a whole stack. So the next step is you kind of take the end of it and you start twirling it. And you twirl it and twirl it and twirl it. Eventually you want to get to the point where you take the little thing out so you could just do it with your fingers like I'm doing. And we had to do this for all of them. And then once you get to the end of putting that together, you take the hot glue and you put it at the bottom. You'll have one piece that it's like the bottom piece that holds it together. And you do this for all of them. Here are all the black and the pink ones. But again, I did this also for all of the red ones and all of the purple ones. And it is another thing that took a while. It didn't take as long as doing the little ball thing, but it took a long time to get all of these done. It's a lot of work. So here is
Okay, this is the last one. We're doing black and pink vibes. Kind of figured it out the other day of the design we want to do in here. Now we just have to put that back together and glue it. So we're gonna, I believe it was like black border on both sides and then the mix in the middle. I forget, but let's do what I think it is and then we'll fix it from there.
So now I'm just trying to organize them and remember what I did. And you'll see, it wasn't the easiest to actually remember what I did.
This one, hold on. I like this one. Back. Okay, that's gonna work the way that was going to. Is it pink? Where's that? How many do we have? I think one left that did this. So that can't be the answer. So we're doing this. Make sure that was in the middle somewhere.
I don't have.
There's also like there's one row that's 55, one row that's 56. And if we have, jeez, that was like, wee, okay, this one right in the middle. So right. That's interesting.
And it may look like it's not set up properly either, like with the space.
Oh, okay, no, I have it, it's fine, we're fine, everything's fine. Which in that case though, this is more in the middle of those, like that there. And these will go over here. I love this. So now you guys can hear me think about these things as I'm doing them. This is the thought process, never even going through. I have to get the right spot. This one. This one. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have these in the right spots here.
And now I'm just gonna glue them all on to where I had put them.
Do not jump up here, Snick.
And of course we have Chaos Kitty with us.
So we're being very strategic about this. This is the third time we've made the board, and we just want to do it in a way. Oh, look at that. Snake.
Na na na.
That made me place that a little bit too high. Poop. I'm just gonna take it off. Oh man. Damn.
I was very frustrated with that.
Look at blood if it's it'll mostly be black. We'll be alright. Yeah.
And here's the last one going on. And now, since we got all of these hot glued on, we have to put it in the shadow box. Here's the thing about putting it in the shadow box. You see I'm like struggling a little bit. You need to get all of the little petals in the right spot. So I was making sure that all the petals were inside and that we could close it correctly, and none of the petals were kind of stuck in the sides. So I was using my tweezers to make sure that they were not stuck. And in the beginning, this process was kind of excruciating, but again, this is the third one I did, so it wasn't as bad. And you see, it didn't take me that long, but I can tell you that with the first ones, it took me a while. So the next thing we actually have to Cricut is what is going on the shadow boxes. So they're going to say, like, mom, and inside of the mom, it's going to say the names of the kids, and for one of them, it will say the mom's name and the kid's name. So the black is all of the moms, and the kids' names are actually out of the mom, right? So you'll see what I mean when it comes out. But we're just doing it like step by step. So these are just the mom pieces, and you see that? You can't really see exactly what's going on, but we'll take a closer look later. Now, we got red, we're gonna have purple, and we're gonna have pink. And these are gonna have the names. This is a very delicate process, and I was actually surprised at how well the Cricut is able to cut these out. With cardstock, the Cricut has a harder time with really delicate things. But with vinyl, it does a really good job, and you can really get really small, intricate designs done. And it's actually kind of impressive. So 2 of these, this one included, only have 2 names. But the purple one that's coming next actually has 3 names. That one's for my family. And I put the names in order of birth order. So, for example, this one that's coming up is my brother Joey, and then Steven, and then me. So all of them are listed there in this order, and it's like a specific like swirl to it on the sides as well to give it a little flash. And they all look so good. And again, I just can't believe how well they came out in the end here. And it did take a while for all of these to Cricut out. You guys can't really tell because I edited it, so it just goes in and then it comes out. But in reality, like, I'm standing there for a while while I was doing this because it's so intricate. It's, it's gonna take some time. And after this one, we'll do this last one, which is the pink. So, with the pink one as well, it has like a cute little heart in the middle. And I did that to kind of separate it since it is like a mom-daughter one instead of it's the kids. And I thought that was a cute little side quest, as I'll call it, I guess. So this is the last one going in. again, took a long time to do these, but definitely worth it. They come out so nice. So now we have to take the main part of the vinyl off and weed everything. As you can imagine, this took a while. Again, intricate pieces. You're never quite sure. But as you can see with that one, it didn't take as long as you would think to get a lot of like the little pieces out. So interestingly, the little pieces came, but you see that second one there? I'm actually missing part of the M. I didn't notice when I was doing it. So I will recut that one later. We'll mention it later. It is disappointing that that happened. Very frustrating, but mistakes happen and that's okay. We can fix them. Does it suck to waste vinyl? Yes. But in the end, everything's okay. So these colorful pieces are going to go in the middle of the mom. So now you can kind of see what I was talking about. So this one also has a heart, but it's like a smaller heart. I think the purple one also has small hearts like that, but they're different because they're in between the names like that, and they're small. Where the last one there, you can see that the M has a heart taken out. So these were fun to do too. It wasn't like super complicated or anything. And Weedle, of course, Chaos Cat was trying to come in. He actually had his Coma Shame on it this time, and he was causing a little bit more chaos than normal. You might be able to hear him right now as I'm speaking, because he's also being a little Chaos Cat in real time over here. And here is the last one, just peeling this off. And you can see the bigger heart in the middle of this one. It's a little bit different than the other ones. And a little bit more weeding on this one too, I think.
Alright guys, I redid it. To be honest, this piece on this one came up instead of this piece, and I didn't notice until after, but that one I found in my kitchen. So yeah, I think I gotta do this like a little unorthodox. I'm thinking I gotta put one of them down and then put the other one on top. I think that these ones should go down first because that makes more sense in my brain. The spaces have to be big enough for these.
Alright, so now I'm just cutting the transfer tape to be able to put everything onto transfer tape, and this is both for both pieces. I need to transfer the names onto the mom. So that's actually the alternative step that I was talking about. I was going to do that first before I even put it on the box because I felt like that would be easier to do. And actually they weren't bad with coming off of the transfer tape. A lot of times they stick and you gotta rub it a lot and it's frustrating. But these ones weren't bad. The hardest part about this is just lining it up. But that also wasn't too bad. I was able to line all of them up eventually and just take them one by one, right? And then after I had them all lined up and I made sure everything looked good, this is me like fixing any weeding that I didn't do or moving things around that I needed to. Then I just put the transfer tape on top of that and it's ready for the next step. And I have to do that for all three of them. And as you can see, it wasn't as hard as you might think it would be. It went pretty well. And for these, I forgot that this was kind of smart. I took the transfer tape that I was going to use for that and put it on the names and then put that on the mom. So I was using the same transfer tape. We're not wasting any transfer tape, which is nice because transfer tape is kind of expensive. So I just do that same thing again. See, that one was really quick. That one went by real smooth. kind of depends on like how big the names are, how intricate it is, how much you have to line up. But I think I was in a groove definitely, and I've worked with transfer tape a lot, so I know how much you really need to smooth it out and make sure everything's good. But obviously, it wasn't as bad. This one, again, a little bit trickier because there's three names there, so they're smaller. So it's a little bit harder to line up, but I think we got it. We're liking how it looks, and we got that transfer tape on, and now we're about ready to put it on the boxes.
Prepped it, and we are ready to put this on. Nervous. Nervous. So we're gonna take this backing off first. Make sure everything sticks to it. That's the important part. Okay.
I will say this first one was probably the hardest one. The one that didn't want to stick to it for some reason.
Glass with alcohol, thinking that would help. I don't know if it will. We'll see. I mean, this doesn't want to stick, so. Come on. You're the first spot. I need you to stick. Can we start from here?
It is a trick I like. If it doesn't happen on one end, try from the other because it may happen on that side. Oh, and hold it down if you need to.
Alright. Yeah. Not bad for my first time.
Pretty good. And then I just kind of make sure everything sticks down. But then I did the other two, and they turned out much quicker. It was much faster to do these ones. But I think it's like that for everything. So don't get intimidated when you do something for the first time and it takes forever or it's not perfect. it's okay. You'll do it again at another point and you'll find, oh wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So these next two are just that, right? I got this going on, I smooth it in, I make sure everything is staying down, and then I will lift it and it's just so much easier, right? And that was also me making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. So obviously it's lined up in a very specific way. We want to make sure that it stays that way. And we want to make sure that there's no bubbles in there either. So just step by step, take your time, try not to rush through it, and then get to peeling. Look at that. Much more smooth than it was. And this is just me making sure everything's sticking down. And there you go, right? That was much more easier. This is the 3-name one. And then this last one. So obviously I did these well in advance, and that's what I would advise if you're going to try to do something like this, to make sure that you can get it done. But I am happy with how all 3 of these turn out, and actually after you see this one, we will see Patrick's reaction to it. But it is a process and a good Mother's Day or birthday or anything kind of. And I sell these on my Etsy too, and hopefully get better with every one. And there you go. That's the last one. Sure, your expression when you see these.
Holy shit, that came out so good. Holy shit, babe. I like your mom's.
You like that one the best?
I don't know, just because the colors and I don't know, the 3 names looks good. Yeah, these came out really good, babe.
Thanks.
Is this exactly how you imagined it?
Yes.
Nice. Good job, babe.